cast their ballots and leave polling stations, saying election security is the responsibility of the IEBC and security agencies. He warned against violence and said a multi-agency team is ready to respond to any incidents. Meanwhile, the IEBC says preparations are complete, with voting set to run from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. on July 16th. Residents are encouraged to vote peacefully and wait for official results from the IEBC.
County Commissioner wa Nyandarua, siku ya leo tumekuwa na mkutano muhimu wa security. Sisi viongozi wa security na IEBC, na mkutano wenyewe ni mambo ya kuangalia mikakati ya kusaidia IEBC kwa upande ya mambo ya usalama, security coverage. Kwa hivyo ilikuwa mkutano mzuri sana. Tunafahamu ya kwamba by election tumebaki tu na wiki moja, na tumeweka mikakati kuhakikisha kwamba tuna support IEBC vile sheria inasema. Wale officers wote ambao watakuwa deployed watakuwa officers ambao watasaidia IEBC kufanya jukumu yao. Yetu ni kuhakikisha kwamba kuna usalama, kuna ile mazingira tulivu, kuhakikisha kwamba wale ambao watajitokeza kupiga kura wanakuja kwa njia ambao haina tashwishi yoyote, na tunahakikishia hawa usalama. Kwa hivyo kwa ufupi kusema ya kwamba tumehakikishia IEBC ya kwamba tuko na officers ya kutosha kuhakikisha kwamba personnel yao ambao watakuwa deployed are secured, kuhakikisha kwamba materials za elections are also fully secured, kuhakikisha pia zile venues ikiwa polling station ama tallying centers are fully secured. Na tumeappreciate yale ambao wametueleza mahitaji yao na mapendekezo yao, yote tumeweka maanani kuhakikisha kwamba hii by election ambayo inakuja inakuwa ya utulivu, ya amani na bila shida yoyote. Kwa hivyo it was a very good engagement meeting, na sisi tuko tayari kama kamati ya usalama kuhakikisha kwamba yale yote ambayo yanahitajika inafanyika na bila wasiwasi yote, either to IEBC ama tu wananchi ambao wanakuja kupiga kura. Himizo yangu ni moja tu. Kuna sheria ambao inalinda mambo ya uchaguzi.
And still on that, DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua has criticized the UDA government over its campaign activities in Kalou ahead of the parliamentary by-election. He accused the government of using cash handouts and fast-track development projects to win the support of residents. He said government resources should benefit all Kenyans equally and not be used to gain political advantage during election campaigns. The DCP leader added that development should not depend on elections or political loyalty, saying every citizen deserves equal access to government services. His remarks come as political parties intensify campaign ahead of the Kalou parliamentary by-election.
Kalou. Pale amemwaga pesa, hata hakuna change. Ukitaka chai ni 1000. Ali utashibia uende. Pombe ukilipa 1000. Ukitaka maandazi 1000. Pale amelete mpaka gari ya moshi. Jana amelete meli. Pale kila barabara nawekwa maram. Pale pesa inapeanwa kila mtu 10,000. Sasa tunauliza Wakenya wengine, kwani hii Ruto anabeba nyinyi ufala namna gani? Wewe bwana Havi. Akienda hapo Western anapatia Waluya 200. Akija Mlimani anapeana 1000. Kumekuwa by election Emurwa Dikir kwa Kipsigis. Hakujenga barabara, hakupeleka gas, hakuweka stima, hakufanya chochote. Akija Kikuyuni analeta mambo kubwa kubwa. Lazima Wakenya wengine waanze kujiuliza, kwani nyinyi Ruto anabeba nyinyi ufala kwa nini? Na hii Wakikuyu hata wakifanya hiyo mambo yote wote wanasema ni one term. Si ndio? Sasa pale ndege karibu zinagongana kwa hewa. Mpaka tunauliza IG atafute base commander awekwe huko kwa hewani to manage traffic. Mandege pale nasunguka Olkalau, hatujaona kitu kama hiyo tangu dunia yubwe.
Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro has called for an independent investigation into the government's sale of its Safaricom shares. He claims the deal may have cost Kenyans billions of shillings due to unfair pricing. Nyoro has asked the Capital Market Authority and the Nairobi Securities Exchange to investigate the transaction for possible market manipulation. He says that if any laws were broken, the sale should be cancelled. The MP also criticized the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission over its handling of the upcoming Olkalau by-election. He accused the commission of staying silent despite claims of violence and intimidation. Nyoro warned that failing to act could weaken public trust in the electoral body and encourage election misconduct.
Because it's a specific issue which must be a concern to all of us as a country, because the issue of public assets and the issue about our economy must be our collective responsibility to make sure that everything that is done around those issues is done to the best interest of all of us as Kenyans. And some of these issues, I have to agree, they are not usually very juicy politically, but they are very, very far-reaching issues that we keep talking about. I've been talking about the issue of Safaricom stake sale, and it's the same issue that I am addressing today. And it has been a topic for the last 8 months. But it still is a very important matter that we must interrogate as a country. When this issue came up, of course, many Kenyans gave their views. And many of us, including myself, I attended all the relevant areas that I ought to have attended, the committees, and I gave my views, considered views, in regards to how Kenya should get the best value for money in regards to the sale of Safaricom shares to Vodacom. And of course, the other associated company, Vodafone. It is important for Kenyans to know that the government actually accepted the money, and money changed hands last week on 30th of June. Despite even having an active appeal in our judicial system, that the government still went ahead in a half and in a hurry to make sure that the transaction was closed. And even after that, it is important for all of us to know that it is...
And meanwhile, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, has launched an investigation into the disappearance of 6.2 billion Kenyan shillings from 12 government departments. The investigation follows an audit linked to the government's payroll system. Public Service Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruku handed over the audit report to DCI Director Mohamed Amin. He said the government is committed to stopping the theft of public money and ensuring those responsible are held accountable. Mohamed Amin assured the public that the DCI will carry out thorough investigation, arrest the suspects, take them to court, and recover any public asset obtained legally.
Over the payroll audit document to the Director General of the Directorate of Criminal Investigations. This marks the commencement of the investigative processes on matters requiring criminal investigation, as identified in the audit findings. I wish to emphasize that this action demonstrates the government of Kenya unwavering commitment to the rule of law and to the principle that any allegation of fraud, any allegation of abuse of office, or any allegation on financial impropriety shall be investigated independently and professionally by the institutions constitutionally mandated to do so. The investigative process will be conducted objectively will be conducted fairly and in accordance with the Constitution and all applicable laws. At the same time, the government will continue implementing the broader institutional reforms aimed at strengthening the payroll governance, and some of these reforms include: 1. Full optimization and integration of human resource information system with other government financial management systems like Infinis. Also will include strengthening the payroll controls and audit mechanisms across all ministries, departments, agencies, and state corporations. We have formed payroll audit teams in each and every state department, and this is the case also. We will do the same.
Well, the Law Society of Kenya, LSK, has announced nationwide peaceful demonstrations to be held on Friday, July 10th, 2026, to protest the brutal killings of Advocate Edward Mte Kariuki, who was found dead outside his home in Athi River 2 days ago. Speaking while announcing the demonstration, LSK President Charles Kanjama declared the day a national day of solidarity for the legal profession, saying the demonstration are intended to honor their departed colleague and defend the rule of law. In Nairobi, advocates will assemble at the Milimani Law Courts parking grounds from 9 a.m. with the procession set to begin promptly at 9:30. Kanjama has called on all participants to attend in formal attire and wear a purple ribbon as a symbol of remembrance and unity as they demand justice for their advocate.
Justice itself. In honor of our departed colleagues and in defense of the rule of law, the Law Society of Kenya hereby declares Friday, 10th July 2026, a day of national solidarity for the legal profession and announces a nationwide Advocates March for Justice. Advocates in Nairobi shall assemble at the Milimani Law Courts parking from 9 o'clock in the morning, with a procession commencing promptly at 9:30 a.m. All participants are requested to attend while formally dressed and don a purple ribbon as a symbol of remembrance and unity.
Well, the Kakamega County Workers Union has given Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa 3 days to sign a recognition agreement with the union. Union leaders have warned that they will not tolerate what they describe as attempts to undermine the union's activity in Kakamega County. They stated that Kakamega is not the first county to recognize the union, explaining that recognition agreements have already been signed in more than 20 counties across the country. They also urged Governor Barasa to put his administration in order and take action against the county attorney, whom they accuse of delaying the implementation of the agreement.
Whoever you are, don't curtail Fernandez Barasa. Do not bring your dirty tricks in Kakamega County. We have been in, by the way, Kakamega County is not the only county of signed RS. We have assigned RS in over 20 counties. Hatujawahi kuona mambo kama hii inafanyika hapa Kakamega. Hii hata imevunja rekodi.
Strongly ask the governor of this county to put his house in order. His house is not in order, and those who are going to suffer at the tail end is the community, the people living in Kakamega County.
If Governor Fernandez Barasa does not take any action against the county attorney, we shall withdraw our support.
Meanwhile, President William Ruto has signed the National Wealth Fund bill into law at State House, Nairobi. The government says the fund is intended to increase investment, ensure that revenue generated from the country's natural resources benefit both present and future generations.
Proudly joins that community of nations that saves while they build. The lesson from each of these nations is unmistakable. Natural resources create opportunity. Institutions determine destiny. Without the right institutions, even great natural wealth can become a missed opportunity. Economists call this the resource curse. I dare say they give it the wrong name. The curse is not the resources. The curse is the failure in stewardship. Kenya has learned this lesson through experience. For many years, Kenya extracted titanium from the mineral sands of Kwale. It was one of the largest mining investments in our country's history. The minerals were extracted. Those deposits can never be mined again. What answer shall we give one day to our children when they ask us what happened to titanium? That is why this legislation that today becomes law in Kenya is consequential. So that never again will we mine or use resources without a trace for the future generation.
And a total of 270,000 students have qualified and secured placement in universities, according to Universities Fund and Kenya Universities and College Central Placement Service, responsible for funding and placement of students into universities and higher learning institutions. And the council announced the 2026-2027 student placement results in Nairobi, stating that a total of 290 students have been placed in various higher education institutions and technical college. Among them, 22,000 students have been admitted to pursue undergraduate degree program, while others have been placed in diploma and certificate.
And gentlemen, a total of 293,869 students have been placed to degree, to diploma level 6, to craft certificate level 5 and arts and certificate level 4 programs across tertiary and higher education institutions. Out of these 293,869, 202,133 applicants have been placed to degree programs. 202,133 applicants have been placed to degree programs. Out of those who qualified were 270,508. 28,246 have been placed to KMTC. 500 applicants have been placed to diploma in law paralegal studies offered at the Kenya School of Law. 765 were placed to Kenya Utalii College, and 875 have been placed in secondary TTC program.
And the government has encouraged young people in the coast region to enroll in technical and vocational education and training institutions to acquire practical skills, improve their employment opportunities, and avoid drug abuse, crime, and other social vices. Speaking during the presentation of NGCDF education bursary checks worth 2.9 million to 800 Form 4 students in Changamwe constituency, Mombasa County, Principal Secretary for Labor and Skills Development, Shadrach Mwadime, said TVET institutions, together with the National Industrial Training Authority, offer training that meets labor market and enable graduates to secure employment or start their own businesses.
Nidhamu vile unavyoongea, nidhamu vile unavyoamka, nidhamu vile unavyobehave unapokuwa darasani na kila mahali. Hao walimu ni muhimu sana katika maisha yako. Unaweza kumuona ni mfupi, unaweza kumuona ni mwembamba, unaweza kumuona vyovyote unavyotaka kumuona, lakini utakapokuwa unampatia ushirikiano wako kamili, utaweza kufaidika na ile elimu ambayo yako nayo. na yeye ameletwa pale shule kwako ambao uko aweze kukusaidia wewe katika masomo yako. Sasa wewe ujue mwalimu huyo huyo ambaye yuko hapa katika shule kama hii ya Changamwe Girls for example, ukiwa utamtumia vizuri utafaidika. Ukishindwa kumtumia vizuri, wewe mwenyewe utapata hasara. Na mwalimu huyu huyu anaweza pelekwa mahali kwingine, wengine wakafaidika. So it is upon you to decide. Muangalie walimu wenu, muwaheshimu, muwapende positively kama ninavyozungumza, na usije ukamwangalia ukaanza kumdharau, kwa sababu elimu yake ndio muhimu kwako. Principals, nyinyi ndio taa ya shule zenu. Nyinyi ndio mtaidirect shule yenu ama shule zenu vile zitaweza kuperform. Ikiwa wewe kama principal lengo lako kubwa kabisa ni nidhamu katika shule na ni good performance, hiyo utaweza kufaulu. Na wewe ndio utakayefanya hiyo shule kuweza kufaulu. Wewe ukishindwa, basi utaona hiyo shule itakuwa mwaka nenda mwaka rudi, results zake hazipendezi. Wazazi muna jukumu.
Kibwezi West MP Mwengi Mtuse has declared his intention to become one of the leaders seeking to inherit political influence in the Ukambani region and contest for the presidency after the era of Wiper Party leader Kalou Musyoka. Speaking in Makindu, Mtuse said the period during which the Kamba community has missed development opportunities due to Kalonzo's opposition stance against the government is nearing its end. He claimed that after the 2027 general election, Kalou Musyoka will have lost his political influence in the region. His remarks were supported by Tanata Water Works Development Agency Board Chairperson Regina Ndabuki, who said President William Ruto is the leader best positioned to drive development agendas for the benefit of Kenyans.
Kuna mtu anaitwa Moses alikuwa anaongea na Mungu direct. Na Mungu akamwambia, wewe ndio nataka kukupatia assignment. Utoe watu wangu kutoka Egypt uwapeleke nchi ya Israel, Canaan. Si ndio namna hiyo? Lakini Mungu alijua Moses ni mtu mzuri lakini hatafika Canaan. Safari ya Moses ikaishia kwa njia, ikachukuliwa na mtu anaitwa Joshua. So hata nyinyi mfikirie, unaweza kuwa mko na Moses amwazungushe hapa wiper lakini Joshua ambaye anaongea hapa ndio anafikia. Kwa sababu if it is working, wazungu walisema don't fix it. Hii inafanya kazi ama haifanyi kazi? Wacheni siasa ya kelele na wacheni siasa ya kupigiwa makelele ya ukabila. Huyu William Ruto alishinda, apate alikuwa naibu wa rais, alikuwa peke yake. Raila Odinga alikuwa ni mtu mwenye nguvu zaidi na alikuwa anasaidiwa wakati huo na aliyekuwa rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Huyu Kalonzo ambaye mnasema sasa atashindana na Ruto alikuwa hapo. Wote pamoja, Ruto akiwa nje akawaangusha. Sasa Ruto ndio ako ndani. Unafikiri atawaweza? Unanielewa ama mnielewe?
Small-scale miners from Embu and Kirinyaga counties have urged the government to review the proposed mining laws, saying they should reflect the realities facing small-scale miners. Speaking during a public participation forum at the Kenya School of Government in Embu, the miners called for a simplified licensing process, reduced cost and permission to use modern equipment to increase production and improve mine safety. Paul Mwingui from the Mbere Small-Scale Miners Cooperative Society said the sector cannot continue relying on outdated tools and urged the government to invest in improving mining operations.
So we cannot put policy that is borrowed from the West and copy-pasting what the West is doing in only fair to the mining sector. So I would suggest that if we are introducing any policy, let's get in touch with what is happening on the ground so that we don't end up missing the benefits of the mining sector, the journey is supposed to walk.
This is which has been taken well, and I hope it shall be acted upon. So we are grateful and we hope that our contributions will be taken and considered even as the legislations are taken to Parliament so that by the end of the day, our people benefit through their involvement in the mining activity.
We have taken them through the 3 legislations. They have given us their views, which we are going to incorporate in the next processes of the for development of these new legislations.
And in sports news, as the Western Region Secondary School Games prepare to kick off, Bungoma County representatives in the boys 7-side rugby competition, Friends School Kamusinde says that they are ready to fly the country's flag as Bungoma hosts the regional championship. Kamusinde finished as runners-up in the county competition and are expected to face Vihiga, Nyang'ori and Nambale. Head coach Tony Bikala expressed confidence in his team's performance this year, comparing the quality of his squad to that of the reigning champions. St. Peter's principal Gabriel Barasa said the school remains committed to nurturing talent through sports so that students can fully benefit from the current education system.
Which is starting tomorrow on 8th. We are promising our school, we are promising Kimilili Sub-County, we are promising Bungoma County that we are going to put up a spirited fight to ensure that we actually carry the flag of our county towards the national level.
Ambao maisha yao kwa kiwango kikubwa yamefaulu kwa sababu ya aina ya michezo ambayo wanaicheza. Sasa mimi kama mwalimu mkuu wa hii shule nimepanua hasa hiyo sehemu ya michezo. Nadhani tumeongeza idadi ya michezo ambayo inachezwa humu shuleni. Kuna raga ambapo tumebobea sana. Na ningependa kushukuru mwalimu ambaye anasimamia idara hiyo, amefanya vizuri sana. Naelewa jambo moja kwamba katika kanda hii yetu ukiambia mtu yote kwamba anaenda kucheza na Kamusinde, wengi hawatapenda. Kwa raga nadhani tumebobea kiasi kwamba tungependa kuwa tishio kwa kila mmoja. Mwaka huu nashukuru mwalimu.
Well, it is exactly 26 minutes past the top of the hour, and that's where we wrap up today's midweek report. I'm Leticia, Afandi, and our sign language interpreter is Laura Omondi. Many thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your viewing. Have a fantastic night. The Security Committee has warned against violence.
Notes that we indicated.
Siasa zetu zitakuwa